Hi guys, I'm Floch of Floch Fitness. Today, we're gonna go through a little recovery slash glute core workout. Shouldn't take 20 minutes. And the idea behind this workout is I want you to feel better after this workout. So you might be sore from a few days of training, or maybe you got done with a long ride or got off an airplane, and you're looking for something to do to kind of make you feel better, to get a little bit of sweat in, but overall prepare you for your next workout. So this is a great workout just for that. And really all you're gonna need is a small exercise band, one of these mini bands, and a foam roller. We're gonna be going through some different sets of mobility exercises, breathing exercises. So you're just gonna follow along with me as best as you can. Again, if there's anything that gives you discomfort or you can't do, you can always back off, rest while we're doing this movement. This is gonna take 20 minutes, so put your favorite music on and follow along with me. You are gonna need your foam roller. You can also use a yoga block, a ball, a rolled up toilet paper, something like that to squeeze between your knees. So 20 minutes is on the clock. Let's get started. Our first exercise here is a hook lying position. So basically all that means is you're gonna be lying on your back. Your feet are going to be flat on the floor, toes pointed dead straight ahead, butt on the floor. Now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna scoop our hips. Basically what that means is you're gonna pull your pubic bone toward your face or your pockets toward your heels. That's gonna turn the bottom of your butt on. From here, I want to squeeze the foam roller, the yoga block, anything between your knees. From there, we're going to take both hands and then we're going to point them toward the ceiling. We're going to imagine that there's $1 million on the ceiling, and we're going to think about reaching our hands toward the ceiling. But as we do this, we're going to use our breath in through the nose and an open mouth sigh out to allow our rib cage to drop down, back, and in. The exercise here is designed to turn on your abs, transverse abdominals, internal obliques, and to feel glutes. So we're gonna do this together. Breathe in through your nose and sigh. You wanna feel your upper back rounding here, though you aren't actually moving off the ground. 4 more breaths. You'll notice I pause between breaths, allowing the diaphragm to ascend. One more time. And then we relax. I like to just kind of let go some of the tension once I'm done with that. We're gonna do one more set of 5 breaths. Again, what we're doing here is we're setting the plate for everything else. This is a great exercise to get your hips neutral, relieve some of that lower back tension, relax some of the upper back muscles that might be tense after a long ride, sitting at your desk all day, whatever it might be. Here we go, one more set of 5 breaths. Reaching your hands toward the ceiling, allowing the upper back to round, breathing in and out. In through your nose and out. Allowing that rib cage to drop in. 3 more. And we relax. Excellent. Okay, so now that we've got our rib cage dropped down, back and in, we've got our hips positioned to neutral. Let's go ahead and start to layer in some mobility exercises along with some activation, core, and hip and glute exercises. Okay, so first exercise we're gonna do is a front plank hold. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna be on our elbows, we're gonna tuck our hips, we're gonna extend our legs, and we're gonna keep our shoulders directly over the top of our elbows. We're gonna be holding this position for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna pair that up with the mobility. Again, this shouldn't be too crazy. It's just to kind of get you activated, warm, moving, and preparing yourself for the next workout. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So we're gonna tuck those hips. We're gonna take some nice breaths out through our nose, in through our nose, out through our mouth. Think about rounding that upper back, reaching those elbows away from us. We're about halfway there. We're going to lift the kneecaps as we do this, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great job. We're going to go back to our foam roller, and we're going to do a can opener. We're going to do a variation of the can opener that's going to force a little bit more of that upper trunk rotation, a little bit less of the lower back. So if you've seen a can opener before, you know that we're trying to open up that upper chest wall. So what we're going to do is you're going to start off, again, this could be a yoga block, this could be a foam roller. Place that next to you, and then from here, with the body straight, you're going to go ahead and bring your leg up just like this so that our hip is at a 90 degree and our leg is at a 90 degree. This gives us some space for our hips to get to neutral and get some of that extension out of our lower back. So what we're going to do here is from this position, we're going to have our arms out in front of us. I like to start with a nice exhale, around in that upper back. Now here's the deal. I'm going to take my hand, place it on the side of my head, not grabbing anything. And then from here, this is going to stay nice and stationary. I'm going to rotate from my trunk. This is pretty much all I got here. I feel a nice stretch in my pecs. I'm going to close it back up. We're going to do this for 5 reps, nice and slow. Tying in that breath is definitely helpful. That's 4, one more. And there's 5. Let's flip it over to the other side. Now, while you're doing this, you're going to feel a good stretch through your pecs. You're definitely going to feel a stretch through the low back somewhat, but I don't want you to think about rotating from your lower back. I want you to think about rotating from your upper chest and shoulders. So leg is straight, tuck the hips, big exhale around the back, a little reach, hand on the side of the head, and rotate. And there's our 5 reps. We're going to go back to our front plank hold, but this time we're actually going to kind of tie in a little bit more of a challenge here where we're actually going to be lifting our foot up off the ground to activate some glutes. So we're going to go into our front plank position, tuck in our hips, and then from here I'm just going to lift my foot up off the ground, feel a little bit more of the glute. We'll do this for another 30 seconds, but we're going to do 15 seconds per side. So shoulders are on top of the elbows, tuck the hips, and lift. Holding for 15. Don't push back. That's the key. Keep your shoulders directly overhead, so don't do that. Keep everything stacked on top of each other. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch right to the other side. Don't drop down. Keep your hips level. Reach round the back. Keep your hips tucked. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great job. Okay, so we're going to go back to our foam roller, and this time we're going to be doing what's called a serratus slide. And we're going to get some upper rotation of the shoulder, some of the shoulder blades. So if you have a longer foam roller, this works as well. Hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. Elbows are going to be directly underneath your elbows are going to be directly underneath your shoulders. We're going to think about rounding our back and reaching those elbows away from us. Feeling a contraction underneath our shoulder blades, that's called our serratus anterior, or anterior serratus. And we're going to feel a nice expansion through our upper back. So we're going to roll out and back in for a set of 5. So sitting back all the way under heels, breathe in through your nose. As you do, you're going to reach. Filling that back up there. And there's 1. Two, don't let the elbows flare out so you're not diving in. 3. 4. And 5. It's time to work on the glutes and abs at the same time. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and grab your band, place that around your knees, just above your kneecap. These little exercise bands vary in intensity, so obviously Do what feels moderate for this exercise or for this workout. If you are doing something where it's really, really too challenging and you're overexerting yourself, you're not really getting the desired effect of this workout. You want to feel better, not drained after this workout. So what we're going to do here is what's called a side plank hold with hip abduction, basically the leg going away from the body. And the band is going to resist that just slightly so you kind of feel your glutes working. So you're going to have your knees bent, you're going to lift your hips. From here, we're just going to go ahead and abduct so you feel your side butt. You're also going to feel your abs and side butt on this side. And we're going to do this for 30 seconds a side. 3, 2, 1, and begin. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. You'll notice that I'm not leaning back from my back. Everything's nice and stacked through this position. I'm active through my shoulder, so I'm reaching away. That's going to feel some of the muscles in the inside of the shoulder and shoulder blade working. I feel my side butt down here. I feel my abs here. I feel my abs even here, and then side butt up here. That's abducting against the band. We're going to hold that for 10 more seconds, then we're going to switch over to the opposite side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's switch over to the other side, guys. Right to it. So stacking those knees on top of each other, elbow down, lift your hips, abduct. 3, 2, 1, and begin. So we're going to bring our hips into extension, okay? Driving out against the band, reaching through our shoulder, holding for 30. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Go ahead and take that band off for just a second. We may go back to that. And we're going to do one of my more favorite mobility exercises. This is kind of a little bit of a flow. We're going to start up in the top of a push-up position, and then from here we're going to step our right foot forward. Beautiful. This is kind of a Spider-Man position. If you want, you can hover above the ground. If you want to drop the knee down, that's fine. I feel more comfortable there today. So what's happening here is we're opening up the hips. We're opening up the anterior hip here. We're working on the medial hip here. And we're just going to kind of camp out just for a second. If you feel any kind of like nerviness, discomfort, back off just a little bit. Make sure your butt stays on. We're just going to camp out here for a second. Beautiful. If you want to drop your elbow down, you can. But I like to just hold this position. Notice I have an active foot, so I'm not letting my knee drop in. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Now, I'm going to rotate that right elbow toward the ceiling. Nice trunk rotation. Reach, active shoulder and active shoulder here. Give me an exhale. Activating abs. Reach, hold it. If you want to get fancy, we can bind. That means your hand goes behind your shoulder or your back. Now we got this position here. Don't do that if it's going to bother your anterior shoulder. Beautiful. Okay, hand comes down. Step your foot back. Step your opposite foot forward. Now again, you can hover in this position or you can drop that back knee down. Just hanging out here for a second. Feeling a good stretch to your hip. Active foot here. You can see my arch is on in this position. Here we go. Now we got the rotation. Nice exhale. Reach to the shoulders. Bind it if you'd like. Shoulder comes back. Look over your shoulder. Reach through your shoulder. Excellent. Hand comes back down. Step back. Now we're back into the push-up position. We're going to go into our next favorite position, the down dog. Reach through your shoulders. Drop your heels down. Active shoulders. Breathe all the way out, activating those lower abs, ensuring that the rib cage drops down back and in. Thinking about pulling your heels down to the ground to stretch your calves. Back into the top of the push-up position. Knees come down. Sit back on your heels. Toes pointed the opposite way. Let's move into child's pose. Reach your hands out just a little bit. You should feel a good stretch through your lats and shoulders. One of my favorite exercises to loosen up the mid, lower back, and shoulders. I don't like to excessively drive my chest through here. I just like to get length through my shoulders. Now let's go ahead and walk our hands out to the right. That's going to intensify the stretch to the left side of your body. And to the opposite side. Excellent. Walk the hands back to the center. Tabletop position. If you want to walk out first, that's fine. We're going to go into an up dog, toes pointed the opposite way. Keep your hips relatively neutral, so don't overextend your lower back. Drop your hips, pull your chest up, lock the arms, getting a good stretch of that anterior core. For those of you who do a lot of ab exercises, one of my favorite exercises, or mobilities, to loosen up that anterior core, hip flexors, psoas. Just don't crank on the lower back. Feel lots of lower back here, back off. Not the point of this. Good. Just make sure those toes are pointing the opposite way. Let's take even more pressure off. Look up. Drop the hips. Beautiful. And we'll pause right there. Okay, now we are going to go into a glute bridge position. Let's go ahead and tuck those hips. I want you to go ahead and drive through your heels, pull your right knee into your chest, and we're just gonna hold that position there for 30 seconds. All right, from here, I want you to feel your glute. We can feel abs. As a matter of fact, you can go ahead and take your hand, reach it toward the ceiling. Exhale, round that upper back. As you exhale, reach. Feeling lots of abs, lots of glutes. One more time. Bring your opposite foot down, switch right into it, reaching your opposite hand toward the ceiling. Round in that upper back, 2 more breaths. Squeezing that butt. And relax. Okay. So the last position that we're going to be doing here is a straight-legged position, activating hamstrings, activating core, getting those calves stretched out just a little bit. And I want you to just kind of reset your spinal position by pulling up from your top of your head, like there's a string on it, so you're getting nice and tall, kind of resetting your posture. Then from here, I want you to take an inhale through your nose. Exhale, let the ribs drop down. Tuck those hips. Now go ahead and hold on either to the back of the legs or shins. 2 more breaths. Last one. And relax. Right leg over left. Reach the hand back. Rotate. Look over the shoulder. Keep that arm nice and long. Shoulder long. Grab onto that knee. Pull it into your chest. Stay nice and tall. And bring that leg out in front. Opposite leg over. Reach back. Turn the head. Turn the shoulders. Use the opposite arm for leverage. Pull that knee into your chest. Excellent. Bring those feet together. A little bit of a butterfly stretch. Feeling the groin, but stay tall in this exercise. Stay tall. Big exhale. Roll those hips underneath you. Stay tall. One more breath. And relax. pull those knees into your chest. Good. We're just kind of rounding the back, letting all that tension leave the spine, getting some flexion from the lower back through the mid back to the upper back. Give yourself a hug if you want, just kind of decompressing. Drop the chin. Big exhale. And relax. Take 10 seconds just to kind of think about an intention, whether it's putting my best foot forward, letting things go, being good to myself today. Let's just hold that intention in our mind for 10 seconds. And open your eyes. Excellent job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time with another video from Floch Fitness. Take care, guys.